Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Case study number 6, Mason Graham, Group 11, BCT 217. All right, our agenda here. We're going to do a quick case review, breakdown of issues, potential outcomes, meeting importance, and conclusion. All right, quick case review. Highlighted the black area, or bolded the questions. Pretty straightforward, right? Not going to dive too much into it. We literally are all doing the same thing. Breakdown, the 5 W's as I like to call it. Not really any W's, but key points. We have a missed meeting. We have delegations of taskings. Site shut down. The city, GC, and sub losing money, time, and patience. Contractual obligations. We're about to find out. Potential outcomes. Pretty straightforward for me. All right, the GC, barred and fined. I checked for Pennsylvania. You most certainly can bar a contractor from bidding public jobs, right, based upon certain things that they have to meet. But yes, you can bar a GC. That being said, you can also bar a subcontractor. I'm not barring the subcontractor, right, due to pending contractual contract obligations, right. The basis of this is we have an issue where a road is tore up. That means traffic is impeded, emergency services could possibly be impeded, and now there's a 6-foot deep trench, right? Not ideal for any town, especially a busy one. Right. This pre-construction meeting would have laid out timelines. It would have laid out necessary things, right? Because this is a street. Street requires city ordinance to be involved. Now we're going to have to bring out some flag. There's a whole bunch of things here that could have been hashed out in this pre-construction meeting that was missed. Now, assuming that the GC missed it and the sub who's working for the GC knew nothing about it, right? They could maybe get out a fine, but I'm assuming that that's part of the deal with a city. Like, all players are involved, as you need transparency for this current thing, especially one that impacts emergency services and leaves a 6-foot deep in the center line. You know, definitely requires an all hands on deck kind of thing, right? City councilors like it all. So the fault lays nested with the general contractor, and if the city requires the sub to be there, then they're at fault too, and they should be barred and fined. But I'm assuming that the sub didn't know. So I think you find the sub, which the sub's then going to turn around and take the GC to court, right? Because they didn't know this and they tore a hole in the street and the city shut them down. Never a good time, right? But ultimately, like I said, the GC is the main fault, right? Pending if the city is responsible for the pre-construction meeting. It's like if the in the contract the city doesn't mention a pre-construction meeting as a requirement prior to construction, then obviously no one's at fault. The city has a 6-foot hole in their street due to their own ignorance. But in this case, assuming that the city did everything right, the fault lies with the GC, as said. He should be barred for whatever their minimum is, like a year or 5 years, whatever it is, right? Or until maybe he meets a certain set of criteria. He should be fined. Maybe we don't find the sub. If the sub knew he was supposed to be there or was questioning it or didn't reach out because he's worked in the city before, then he should also be fined, which he'll get that fine back from the GC because he'll take the GC to court. Overall, I think this is pretty straightforward. But I'm going to hit on real quick here, and the professor has really hit on it a lot this chapter, and meetings are important. Everyone makes fun of meetings. They're kind of a drag to be at. But it's really necessary, especially when it comes to public operations like this, right? You need to identify your key players, right? Who's responsible for what? Delineation of tasks, assign timelines, any kind of special requirements that maybe most people don't understand or realize that is involved in this kind of operation. Basically, it creates transparency to all players so everyone that is relevant to the meeting or is in on this project understand the premise, what everyone's doing to some degree. Not obviously not fine tooth comb here, but if they have issues, they know who to go to. So that way we don't have a 6-foot hole in the center line and a shut down street. That's not good for anybody. A quick wrap up. Like I said, ultimately, when it comes to meeting, just like contracts, just like all this stuff that needs to be tight, you need to be there because you're able to receive pertinent information, dish out pertinent information, versus identify key players in the project, and not allow simple mistakes like this, which have now ballooned up into huge ordeals that's going to take a little while to get rid of. Yeah. Thank you very much. Mason Graham, BCT 217, Group 11. Everyone have a good day.